Today we're going to be using shape to make textures instead of just line, but you have to use line to make shape. So I'm dividing this box into 4 rectangles using lines, and don't worry, your lines don't have to be completely straight like mine. I had a little help from Procreate to make mine really straight. And then after I finish dividing the box into 4 rectangles, I'm going to divide each rectangle into 3 different rectangles. Once I've divided each rectangle into those 3 different rectangles, what I'm going to do is just come back in and start to darken those lines. And I don't want to make each one exactly the same thickness or perfectly straight. I want it to look imperfect. Once I've thickened the lines going down, I'm going to do the same thing to the lines going across. Now I'm going to use the side of my pencil again and just add in some kind of random shapes using the side of the pencil to kind of give it that rough feel, that rough texture. After I finish that, I'm going to shade in the whole thing just a little bit darker, maybe round out the edges of all the shapes a little bit, and this pretty much makes a brick wall. The last one, the brick wall, I used geometric shapes. But this time, I'm going to use organic shapes. So this will go by a lot quicker. I don't have to be careful because they're organic and they don't have to be, straight lines and right angles and all that. So I'm just going to fill up this entire box with these organic shapes that kind of look like rocks. So once I've filled the entire box up with these organic shapes, I'm going to just darken in the space between those shapes. And it doesn't have to be perfectly black, you can do gray, however you want it to be, just as long as you can tell the difference between the shapes and the space in between. So now that I've finished filling in the space, I'm going to draw some lines on the left-hand side, maybe the bottom left-hand side, of each of these shapes. And this is going to help give it more of a 3D feel, give it some more dimension, and again, add to the texture. And after I've done the lines, I'm going to come back in and just give each left bottom side a little bit of shading. So it looks like the rocks are coming out just a bit more. So after I feel satisfied, I'm going to call this rock wall or rock road, whatever, finished. And now it's going to be your turn to draw your texture. So the picture that you chose from last week, you should try drawing it in the last square.